was driving.
Oh, it's fine. I figured it out.
Okay, good. I'm glad. I am. Things are going too fast. I'm getting too old, and I'm getting too tired to try and figure things out.
This is the second time you said you're old.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? So,
us.
this is like so. My age never bothered me until now. I'm 59, and I'm turning 60 next year. So that is kind of the wake up call for me. So, but I feel pretty good. I'm still enjoying life, which is awesome. So, and you guys are such a big part of that. So, thanks for keeping me alive, guys. Yeah, driving across Canada is getting easier, I think, because I know there's no surprises anymore other than mechanical breakdown, which happens anyway. So I kind of know where I'm going to be all the time. I just don't know the sequence, which is what happens. So yes. So Idaho next weekend.
This weekend.
This
coming
weekend. This coming weekend. Yes, this coming weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's amazing. Should be. Anybody look at the weather? You don't look at the weather until you're there, right?
No, we do.
That's a good question.
Oh, you do?
We know how to pack. It's actually much hotter than it is in Ottawa. Ottawa right now it's about 18 to 20 degrees. In Idaho, it's 27 to 30 degrees.
Yes.
Ooh, nice. How are
I've
the
been
winds?
cold for the last 2 weeks, guys. I've just been cold for the last 2 weeks in BC.
Have you really? It's been so warm here. We're like at 29, 28 for the last week. I'm like, I'm done with summer. Let's go.
Really?
Yeah.
That's abnormally hot for you guys, isn't it?
No, we get up to the 40s in the summer.
Really?
Wow.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
Not comfortable, I'll tell you that.
Well, hopefully it doesn't get well. So you'll be acclimated.
Yeah.
Dory will be sweating.
Yes. I brought my neck fan. I bought it for the UK and never got to use it, so I'm going to use it for this match.
I just thought Michael.
When we first got there, it was pretty hot, and then it cooled right off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One of the days I was shooting, I was shivering. I was so cold.
It got cold. I think second day was cold. I feel like the second shooting day was colder than the first one.
I was walking around with a jacket on and sweatpants. I was like, I look like a bum.
Yeah, you were all suited up there walking.
I get cold really easily. I'm like, ugh. That's okay. It was a lot of fun. There was no rain, so that was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was shocked. I was like, since when?
The Ottawa crew shot so many matches in the rain purposely. It's for training for the UK, and then we get to the UK and there's no rain at all.
Well, you would have been ready though. That's the whole thing, though.
Yes.
Right? But you're ready. That's the cool part. It wouldn't have phased you.
Got all our rain gear and never got to use it.
Well, that's like Maple Seed though. We automatically pack rain gear, and then when we don't get rain, it's like it's a bonus day. But the stats prove it out. 70% of maple seeds are done in the rain. So your rain gear, you always expect rain, and when you don't get it, you're happy, which is awesome. And I think my summer, I only had one non-rainy maple seed out of the several I did.
Wow.
So
I think the one that I got my record in, that was the only sunny one I've ever done. The one it was snowing.
Hang on one second, guys. 1 second. I was looking for the what's new at Tesro, but we will wing it. Stand by. We're going to go live right now. If I can find where they put it. Yeah, let's do summertime. Hey, welcome to the Rimfire Nation Podcast, brought to you by Tesro.ca. This is Season 4, Episode 13, and the spectacular ladies from Team Canada join us to chat about their World Championship journey. And it's not over yet. They're on their way to Idaho. Well, most of them, sorry, Jess, are on their way to Idaho to compete in nationals. So, ladies, welcome to the podcast. And thank you so much for representing your sex, the country, and Rimfire so competently at Worlds. So congratulations.
Thank you.
On behalf of Canada, our sponsors, and the Canadian shooters, we thank you for all the work that you guys put into the event, I guess. And it's not an overnight thing, right? It took a long time, and we'll get into everyone's unique journey. And everyone's got an interesting story. Everyone's got a different thing that brought them there. And the amazing part is you all kind of came together and you put it all together, and you represented so well. It's first off, did you guys expect to do that well?
I was kind of hopeful of it.
Yeah.
Well,
did you feel confident going in?
I felt really confident in like the whole ladies team because I felt like we were all like doing really good throughout the season. I was like, oh, this is great.
My
Jess
sense
is very sorry.
You go first.
I was gonna say Jess is very positive the whole way through. Like, I'm a very nervous person, and then when we're doing practice, I'm like wary and like really scared. And then I'll see Jess, and she's like, "I'm so excited! I'm ready for this."
And then the train up days leading up, I was like, "I just want to shoot! Like, let me get going."
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, first off, I guess let's introduce the ladies team. So we have Dory Lee, we have Lisa Hertay, Estelle Boon, and Jess Tischler. Who? So when did you guys go? What was the exact date that the World Championships took place? August
17th to 24th, I believe it was.
Perfect. And it was in England. For those that are not familiar with all things Rimfire, it was in England. And was it central England, northern England?
It was kind of like north, like eastern England.
Northeastern?
Kind of.
Nice. And so it's every 2 years the World Rimfire Championships takes place, and this is the second ever, right? And we almost had a full roster. I think we were just short one team member, unfortunately. But the ladies team got together, and I'm proud to have known each and every one of you during your journey. So it was a proud day for me when I saw the team get announced and saw how well everybody was doing. I was nervous. I was nervous for everybody because I want everyone to do so well, because I know how much emotion there is tied up in performing at Worlds. I've got 3 daughters, and they've all performed at the Worlds level, so it's nerve-wracking. Aside from being expensive, it's nerve-wracking, and I'm just so happy that it went off as well as it did for you guys. And for those that didn't know, I think we were 3rd overall out of how many countries?
21.
21.
So. Yeah.
And this is our second Worlds ever. So we're a relatively young team and a relatively young set of shooters, I guess, in terms of experience, right? A lot of, why don't we go around the room and see, how many years have you been shooting, Dory?
So I dabbled in 2020. I remember my first match was ORPS on Canada Day.
Nice.
And then I started to compete about 3 years ago. And when I saw Matt compete in Italy, that's when I decided, you know what, this is time for me to actually train and be good at it. So yeah, I've been more seriously competing for the last 2 years.
Nice. How about you, Lisa? When did you get started?
Oh, first match ever. I just tried it out one day. It was like September of 2021, I believe. So yeah, that's when I started, and I got hooked right off the bat. I was just helping them set up the match, and they're like, "Why don't you just get behind the gun?" I've never shot a gun before, and they're like, "Just try it." And I'm like, "I'm shooting tomorrow." I'm in.
That's amazing. It's amazing how people just get sucked into it. And Jess, how did you get started?
So I've been shooting with my dad for like forever. He actually got me my first gun when I was like, well, I guess he got me a gun when I was like 3. It was like a little
nice.
single stage cricket
Yeah.
or single shot cricket, and then I shot my first PRS match in April of 2019, and that kind of got hooked from there.
Nice. And Estelle, when did you start?
My first match was also an ORPS match, actually, and I think it was around 2022, like October-ish.
Okay.
Yeah, and then, but I also didn't get super serious about competing until probably a year after that. But I was attending matches on and off, and then I started getting a little bit more serious, and Michael was serious about it from the start. So kind of hopped along with him for this journey.
Nice. That's awesome. Well, luckily for you, our sponsors cover all of female and youth registrations and have done since the beginning. So I wonder if that helped. I mean, it couldn't have hurt, right? Made the decision easier, right?
It helped.
Yeah.
Yes.
All you're hoping for now is free ammo and free rifles, and then you're all set. That's good. That's awesome. I think I've got to send the sponsors kind of a note and a summary of kind of here's what you guys have helped build over the last few years, and that's really, down to them supporting you guys to get started, and also out there is Project Maple Seed. I know Jess, you're an alum of Project Maple Seed. Has everyone else done a Maple Seed?
I'd like to.
I have not done one yet.
Okay, no problem. Dory, you've done a Maple Seed.
Yes, I've done one. Matt has done, I don't know, like 5 of them, and then I finally caved in and did one.
There you go. It's interesting. It gives you things to think about. It's not a magic wand or a silver bullet, but there's stuff in there that that one thing that could make it all click for you guys. So good. I'm glad it's been part of your journey as well. So to recap, 21 countries. So is that right? 21 countries. And then 3 days of shooting, more.
4 days.
4 days. 4 days of shooting. And then how many stages were at Worlds?
20.
20. And they were short time, lots of movement, lots of targets, more than you guys were used to, right?
Yeah.
As I understand
Some
it.
stages. Some stages had a lot of targets and like a lot of movement, and then some had a lot of movement and like one target.
Right.
But generally, like you're moving to get done.
Nice. Well, maybe we could go around and say, from everyone's perspective can jump in. How did the World's course of fire compare to what you guys would typically shoot in your day-to-day matches, even the big finales out here, whether it's NRL or PRS or NRS or BCPRL? But just jump in and give the folks out there what the big difference is that you noticed, if anything.
For me, I found they were like a lot more like dynamic than because a lot of the ones like out, especially in Ontario, I found, especially after coming back, I'm like, oh, these are so like straightforward, because like there was like not like one shot, I don't think, in the entire course of fire where you double tap the target. Wait, maybe there was.
There might be stuff that was kind of side by side.
There'd be like side by side targets. There wasn't like the same target that you double tap twice. So there was a lot of movement, which like we don't typically see. And a lot of like target acquisition, a lot of like actual physical movement as well. And then obviously the shorter par times by like 15 seconds. And you'd think not a big deal, but it made quite a difference. You're moving. There was one stage, there was one target, 12 positions, and like by the end of it, I was like out of breath. I was like, oh my God. Like you gotta move.
That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, because 15-second difference. That's a handful of shots in some cases, right? Mm-hmm. But if now you've got to compress that into a decreased time with more movement.
Especially like with everyone starting off like at the very beginning with like 2 minutes, and then it got shortened to like 1:45, and everyone's like, oh my God, this is crazy. And then you go, and then it's like 90 seconds, like, this is actually really crazy. But it was a fun challenge, and it was the World, so you would expect that.
Yeah. So I can't remember, it was the week before or 2 weeks before, we went to MKM and some of us had tried this 90-second part time on our stages, and I was able to complete them all except for like 1 or 2 stage. So I went into the UK pretty confident, like 90 seconds, no problem, I can do it. I might time out in a few. But because of the target acquisition and the high movement and the high level of difficulty, I was struggling a lot. I think I timed out like 90% of my stages.
It's all right.
It's I'm known as a slow shooter when I first started, and I know I've sped up and I've become a lot quicker, but I'm just not physically fit enough for world's speed. It just felt like I couldn't have enough time to like settle behind the rifle, get a very good like steady shot. I felt like I had to like go the entire time.
Now, were the Europeans shooting 90-second part times, or was it just the world's kind of monkey wrench that they threw in for everybody? Like, I don't know how the rest of the world shoots. Is 90 seconds uncommon?
90 seconds, I believe.
Yeah. So they were already kind
of... I could be wrong, but...
Maybe when they found out it was a 90-second match, they started training 90 seconds, but everybody seemed pretty prepared. I felt like we all knew that's what it was going to be, was 90 seconds. Mm-hmm. But beyond that, beyond the 90 seconds, every single stage was a 12-shot stage.
Nice.
So you got to get 12 shots off in 90 seconds. And like if you're used to a 2-minute or a 1:45 par time, those extra seconds, like they make all the difference, because I don't know, like to build and break a position, I think on a good day, maybe I could be like 8 to 9 seconds on a good day per position, like building and breaking. It's barely enough time to get through 12 shots.
Now, were there a lot of position changes, or is it just more targets?
Oh, it was, like Jess said, it was a combination of everything. So if they were testing you to push you for 12 positions, it was one target. But something that might have been kind of in between, like there were a couple of stages where it was maybe between 4 to 6 positions, and then you could have maybe like 3 sets of targets. Like I'm just thinking, guys, like that Apex stage or something, that was like 4 or 5 positions on kind of one beam, but you had 3 different distances to engage. And they were kind of changing from position.
But the order was like far near. That stage traumatized me, guys.
Yeah, I think it
traumatized everybody.
Well, I think you're going to start seeing more of that stuff trickle in just by, because our goal, certainly as match directors, is occasionally put course of fire together to help prepare you guys for the next. Because if we drop to a 1:45, now I think we'll start seeing some 90-second stages and more of the not going to shoot the same target more than once in the same string of fire. So that'll be interesting. I mean, we've got to keep upping the game, right? I think maybe not full crazy matches, but certainly to show people what a different standard is, to kind of get them exposed to it. Maybe. I don't know.
I'd love to see like more matches out here that are kind of like following into like that, like really like dynamic, like aspect of it, because like it was a lot of fun to shoot because it was so different, and like I don't know, I really enjoyed the course of fire. I thought it was great.
I think the struggle we have as match directors is making sure the props can support, the shooters stably, so that they're not fighting the prop as well.
New props, so they were like built in, like that, like they aren't moving. Where like
they're anchored,
as like the travel matches and like the field matches, like you kind of have to be able to move the props.
Occasionally they're a little jankier than we intended to sometimes, but we are moving toward more stable props. There's less goofy. There might be 1 or 2 just for shits and giggles, but the goal is to help prep everyone for like the next level of competitions. That's awesome. So how does that experience change? Has it changed how you prepare, how you approach a match now? And kind of what takeaways, like first, as from an outsider, for someone kind of dancing in the periphery, from the level of preparation that as a team we see from our first attempt at going to Worlds versus this one, it looked like there was a ton more support, a lot more team organization than the last time. Did you guys feel supported? Was there a lot more inter squad support or inter stage support?
I found there was a lot more support even from like last year, because like we had this like big spreadsheet that we had and everyone was inputting like the ranges and the angles and stuff, which was really helpful, which we tried in Colorado last year for Centerfire, but it kind of like some people used it, some people didn't, but like I feel like the whole team like kind of relied on that spreadsheet to kind of like communicate with each other, because the stages were pretty far apart except for like one little area that was like really congested on day 2. But we also had a buddy system, which we used in Colorado as well, but it was really nice to also be able to like have another Team Canada member to like help carry your gear, like help bounce ideas off of, which was really nice. So there was a lot of support, and no one was really like in it just for themselves, and everyone was there to help everyone else and like bringing waters or snacks or, oh, what do you need? Can I help you with anything? Like it was just like a lot of support from everybody.
Nice.
It was also really nice to have the girls lined up one squad after the other. So like Estelle would help me with tips on my next stage, and I would help Jess on her next stage, and it's just like a telephone line passing through.
Nice. No, that just happened by accident, I guess, because you can't really choose. You guys can't choose your squads, can you?
No.
Well, we can rely on the spreadsheet. That was very helpful if I couldn't see any of the girls.
Okay.
But it was just convenient that we ended up being squatted right next to each other.
Nice. So now you guys are going to nationals in Idaho. Did you start prepping differently based on that World's experience for Idaho? Or you're already in the zone, you're locked and loaded? You've already got the A game.
I haven't really changed my training for Idaho, but I do hope in the future that I would become more faster. It's funny because in Matt's video, I talked about wanting to do an attach bag so I can move faster without having to lift the rifle and the bag separately. And then I saw in Estelle's post that she wanted to do the opposite and have it separate from her rifle. I guess it's just more about what we got out of Worlds was more about being prepared for any circumstances. So depending on the stage design, we are more able to adapt to what we need to do.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm still an avid user of my plate bag. I've used it for years and I don't intend on changing it. Well, except for Centerfire, because Centerfire is hard just with like the recoil. But I also like I can't like pick up my rifle with one with one hand and then also pick up my bag. It's just not smooth for me. So it's easy. I can just like scoop it all up with like both hands and then move everything all together as one unit.
I like the simplicity of a plate bag.
So do I.
It's great. Drag and drop. But it's what you're comfortable with, and it depends. I started trying double bagging nowadays. You got one bag on the prop and then the plate bag on top of that bag. I found it gives me a little bit more stability.
Yeah, there's some things where it's really beneficial, but also like it's just one more thing you have to lug around.
Yeah, it doesn't work on all. Yeah, it doesn't work on all props, but there are some props where it just, for me, it made it so much easier to shoot it. I've also tried it without a bag. Me.
Sometimes I've had it done before where I put a bag and a plate bag on top, and it just wobbles. It's not very steady, so I try to avoid it when I can.
Got to get the right bag.
What the right?
You have to have like a bag caddy, right? Just like a golf bag, except you've got like some guy with a wagon pulling 6 different bags, you know. Because we had Boss Gear and Specs Light brought out we wanted to help them out by showing people the different fills. So we had 6 different Boss Gear bags with 6 different fills that people could try out, which was cool because you don't normally get a chance to try them all out. So I think I've got like 3 bags that you have the luxury of picking and choosing depending on the prop. But that was pretty cool. Pretty cool to try that out. Now, in terms of getting started in the sport, what advice would you have for someone just thinking about it, sitting on the sidelines, not sure it's for them? Because again, we've been I've been watching since the beginning, wanting to get more women and more youth shooters involved. And it's growing, but it hasn't caught on like I was hoping it would. And I know we're doing what we can, but is there advice you'd give, or is there one thing that you could suggest to people, or
just do it. Yeah. Just do it.
Reach out to like a match director, like another like woman who you see is kind of like around like your general area, and odds are they're gonna help. Like I'd say 10 times out of 10 they're gonna help, because like no one's gonna say actually no, I'm not gonna help you get started into the sport, because like grow it. Like why not?
Yeah.
And the community's great. No one's gonna not help you. No one's gonna be about it.
It's a big family. Like everybody will help everybody. So yeah.
But I guess
that don't be scared. Just jump in.
Yeah, that first step is the hardest step, I guess, right? To decide to do it. Just gotta jump in. They won't bite. No one's gonna yell at you. No one's gonna laugh at you. They'll laugh with you. I think most of them are more than happy to help to laugh with you, but no one I think is gonna laugh at you. If they do,
and everyone will like lend gear as well, so you're not sure. Oh, I don't know what gear to bring, and like I don't know what gear to buy. Try it out. No one's gonna say, actually, no, you can't use my bag. No, it's mine. Like that's I've never once came across anyone who said no. Like just ask. Everyone's like 100,000,000% willing to help.
The opposite is the bigger problem. Everyone's shoving their gear at you, telling you to try this, try that. So you get like a million different suggestions at the same time, which is intimidating also. But it shows how much we want people to enjoy the day.
Yeah.
And again, we have loaner rifles and loaner ammo, so you don't even need a PAL because you're under our control. So, and because you can sign up in stealth class, you could just shoot for fun. It could be you could just shoot at one target that whole minute 45. It doesn't really matter if you just want to try it out. Risk free. It's pretty much what we're there for. It's just to help people explore and see if that's something they want to get into, and hopefully it fills a void, that helps them kind of find their next hobby. Might not be a hobby for the rest of your life, but for the next few years, it could be all consuming, like you four have discovered.
It's a big rabbit hole.
Very big rabbit hole.
An expensive rabbit hole.
I know. It can be. Certainly,
that's true. Actually, it doesn't have to be at the start.
But if you choose to compete at the world's level, it's gonna be. There's no way around it. It's again, some shooters I only see going to the ORPS or NRL events, and they're perfectly happy, and because there's a few different series around, you could shoot every other weekend and. And when you're not shooting a match, you can be at the range, sending bullets down range for fun, quote unquote. So
it's always fun.
Cool. Yeah.
Because you never want to get into the mindset where if I don't win this match or if I don't come top 10, then I'm gonna quit. Because what's the point in that? Because we're all here for having fun, right? And we all started because we enjoyed it. So why would you ruin that for yourself because you wanted to be too competitive? Be competitive. Have fun with it, that's my view on it. I'm a very competitive person. I grew up in competitive sports. I like to win, but also at the same time, I'm also there. I'm having fun. I'm I'm shooting with my dad. So I'm what else can I be doing? Sitting on the couch?
Exactly. Now, at what point?
Good advice. Jess gives the best advice. Goldfish. It's just a goldfish. That's all you have to remember.
Just be a goldfish. Something goes wrong. Learn from it, and then just forget about it. Because what's it going to do? Ruin your day? Don't let it ruin your day. Have fun.
Yeah, that's such good advice though, because a lot of people get down on themselves. Because I see a lot of new shooters, and people just get caught up in the stuff they didn't do right, or stuff they did wrong instead of things they're doing right, which. It's going to be a long day if all you think about is the stuff you didn't get right. You're out there to have
get
fun.
Frustrated about it, whatever, because you're going to get frustrated, but don't let that frustration completely cloud your vision of what else is going on. Because you bomb one stage, have your moment about it. I have my moments all the time, but I come back, I put a smile on my face, and you keep shooting like nothing happened. Because you get mad about it, you're going to bomb the next stage, and then you can get even more mad, and then bomb the next one, which is a domino effect.
It's all about the mindset.
It's got to be a goldfish.
That's a title of your book. It just gotta be a goldfish. Be the goldfish.
It's her logo, I think. It should just be her motto. We should just make her a hat or something.
That's your
tattoo. Jersey.
Yeah.
There you go. The goldfish. Team Canada goldfish.
Exactly.
I think people, I was gonna say, I think people underestimate how mental this sport is. It cannot be understated how big a component the mental part of it is. You could have it could be a 10-stage day. You could have 9 stages left. You tank the first one. You still got 9. You got 90% of the day left to go through.
Yeah.
It's never over till it's over. And every point counts. Every point always counts. So you got to just keep going. And it's like I'm constantly learning and relearning this every match. So work in progress. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen so many times where the match is decided on the last shots on the last stages for the competitors. Like if you give up, then you've lost pretty much. But if you don't stop fighting for it, again, this is like at the top of the game there, right? Where you're down to, dropping a point here and a point there can make the difference. If you continue to fight for every point, you'll stand a better chance than chucking it all out, just giving up, So yeah. Now, at what point did you guys decide to get competitive instead of, this recreational shooting? I mean, you can still be you still go to matches, but there's a point where it kind of that switch is flipped where you go from I'm having a good time to I want to be better. Was there a moment for each of you that decided that, or you just kind of got swept up and you just kept getting better and better, and all of a sudden you're at the podium shaking hands with the match directors,
For me, I had a couple concussions. So I was originally a competitive cheerleader. So I grew up doing that for like 7 or 8 years of my life. I got a lot of concussions, so I had to quit doing that for the sake of like my head. So I had to quit doing that. So like a big part of like my life was like gone, but I was like, hey, I still shoot. So I kind of like switched focuses, and I was like, this is about 3 years ago now. And I was like, I'm just gonna focus and dial it on this, because like I was like mid to like high, like middle range of the pack. So I was like, I have like potential as like being so young, and I'm already like doing so good. And I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna dial in. And then I kind of switched gears to Centerfire to qualify for Centerfire Worlds. Did that, and then I came back to Rimfire, and I was like, whew, I love this. Like this is great. And then I kind of like, yeah, that's I don't know. That was my flip, my flip of the switch.
Your flip moment.
Yeah.
Mine is kind of the opposite. I'm very much not a sports person. I'm an arts person. So I was doing a lot of crafting and doing photography, and that was what I was looking into getting better at. So on the year that Matt went to Italy, I was on the fence of whether I wanted to continue shooting. I was thinking like, hey, like art's my passion. So like, why am I spending so much time shooting? It's probably time that I put it away. Yeah, and I almost made that decision up at the US Nationals until I heard Colin Gilmore and Matt talking about them preparing for qualifications for UK. And I remember the strong sense of jealousy that I was going to be part of it. And I came to realizations like, hey, you know what? I actually like shooting more than I think. And as soon as I decided to flip it, put photography on pause and train for shooting instead, that's when I really spent the time training. And I literally would go to work, come home, train, go to bed, and repeat. And and that's when you really see your scores soaring. Because before that, whenever I competed, that was the only time I shot. And I can see that I became stagnant. I was like plateaued, and I was getting really frustrating that I wasn't improving. But it's because I haven't been practicing my fundamentals at all. So it really needed that shift for me to get any better.
Nice. How about you, Lisa? Was there a point, or were you always just grinding away at it?
I'm a very competitive person, but at first I was just like, okay, this is great. But then same thing as Dory, when you see your scores just kind of sit plateau, and then you kind of get a couple of kicks in the butt from local shooters that are like, okay, you need to get to the range more often, get to the range. And then when you see your scores improve, then you're like, okay, I'm in. Let's go.
Yeah, for me, I think it was when I started seeing some footage come in from the Worlds in Italy. So 2 years ago, when I started seeing footage of that come in, and then Michael started talking about, they're starting qualifications for Centerfire for next year, and I had been competing on and off at that point, so it was all still relatively new. But then I don't know, something kind of just clicked, and I think that for me was when I decided, okay, I think I might want to take this a little bit more seriously and see how far I could take it. So then I did the Worlds last year with Jess as well, and then switched gears back to Rimfire. It was challenging preparing for Centerfire Worlds while trying to drive towards Rimfire qualification as well. I will say that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm undecided which discipline I prefer. It might be Rimfire just because we don't have to reload. And then the gun feels a little bit lighter. So maybe.
Reloading is the big thing for me. Like I shot a lot of Centerfire, and now it's just because with a Rimfire you can just, I'm going to shoot today and that's it. You don't have to worry about, the 200 rounds you've got to prep, and then the barrel life, it's like, oh, my barrel's almost shot out, then you got to line up and get a new barrel.
I lost count on my barrel, I think. I might need to go back and recount the last couple of matches, but it's always the same story with reloading for me. It's always like 2 a.m. the day I'm supposed to leave. I'm like, why am I doing this? I knew a week ago I need it to be done.
Yeah. Rimfire is just easier all around, I think. Everything. Carrying 200 rounds of Rimfire is not a big deal. Even if you're shooting 6 mil, it's still a pile of brass and a pile of lead, and it's like it weighs on you. So nice. It's so interesting how now. When did you guys know who the team members were? How soon was it? How long ago was it before the match was announced?
November of last year, I want to say, around that time.
Okay.
It was earlier than Centerfire, because Centerfire we found out in January, but we found out way earlier for Rimfire, which was really nice because you could have all that more time to practice and know oh, I'm on this team, so I need to be locked in and be ready so I can represent for my team and not be the one who's not prepared enough and harm my team.
Yeah, you don't be that guy.
Exactly.
Now, did you know what the course of fire was going to be already at that point, or no?
No, kind of throughout the season, we kind of saw from the range what kind of course of fire was being put out, and what the stages were kind of looking like. We were seeing high movement, high angles, so everyone was kind of practicing a lot of movement and getting building stable positions while your gun is angled up instead of
that's true.
Straight,
we don't see the folks who shoot out west get a lot more high angle practice than we do in the east. No, you don't, Estelle?
No, we don't.
I thought you guys did.
No.
Because all the ranges
we had 20 plus degrees, Rick. It was
bananas.
Right? Yeah, it was bananas.
There was a couple stages where there was one stage, it was a rooftop stage, and your buttstock was damn near on the roof because it was so high. It was on almost at the very top of the tree line, because there was a mountainside, kind of a little hillside. It wasn't a mountain because it's UK, but it was up kind of a hillside, and there was trees, and there was just a little cutout of a tree, and there was a target, and I was like, oh, there's a target up there. That'll be fun. But it was.
I never thought about that. That's wild.
I remember asking a friend on that stage where the target was, and he pointed up to the sky, and I was like, I don't get it. What do you mean it's up there? It was literally at the top of the hill.
Yeah, I wonder if there's some countries that are used to that kind of high angle, or is that just That's just uniquely a world's course of fire.
I don't know.
The Swiss, Italians, hilly people live in hills. I like your BC guys. All you guys do is shoot across valleys and up mountains, power lines.
But like pretty flat though, Rick.
Yeah,
like,
we're flat.
I guess, eh?
Even we've shot like Lisa and Merritt. I remember, you know, we kind of shoot across a valley, but it's still pretty level. Or maybe we're shooting down a little. I don't remember. It felt like center fire, rimfire. Like it's really weird to say that, but that's kind of it. Like Jess, it kind of felt like how it was in Colorado, right? Because there was stuff like up in the cliffs and all of that. So,
but like even then, like it wasn't enough to like account.
Not
for
as steep,
Yeah.
That's wild.
I think
Colorado
in BC,
was really cool,
it's
though.
Pemberton. Isn't it, Estelle? That is the only one that's...
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Pemberton.
But that's still center fire. Like, that's center fire. It's
But
rare.
that's the only one I know of.
Even out here, it's pretty rare.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael's saying Pemberton Range has high angle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Merritt and NRL 22 finale are about the only time they shoot angled. So I guess it's rare for us. Maybe it's more common in Australia. Probably doesn't have any high angle.
No, I don't think so.
Like, I'm trying to remember. South Africa, maybe, but I don't know the other countries that they'd go. Maybe France and Italy would have subject just because of the different ranges they've got there. But cool. That's interesting. There's not much we can do to help practice, ladies.
Not really, no.
Unless we get you down on the ground and shooting up it, you know.
Purposely put a drop really high.
Just like climb a tree and put a target way up there and like.
Well, Ron Sharp does that sometimes in Battle Hell. He'll put the IPSC up in the tree somewhere.
But
it's
not enough for like.
It's not 20 degrees. not where the buttstock's touching the base of the rooftop.
No.
I remember the first year we shot Battle Hill was through a tree house and then down into there's like
into
river.
the ravine there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
But like I feel like back then, like no one really knew to like account for the angle, so like you're just kind of like, all right, aim and kind of hope it hits.
Just like.
But you know where you missed because of the water splashing.
That's wild. How times have changed. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, it's impressive, guys. You guys have to take a step back and take a look at what you guys have done. It's incredible. I mean, you know, from where we were, like, as a country, we haven't been shooting competitive rimfire for very long compared to other countries. You know, it's relatively new compared in the timeline of competitive shooters around the world. We're jumping on this train, not late, but we're among the later adopters of it as a national sport. So I think it's pretty good. I mean, are you guys proud of what you guys have done? I mean, did you guys think you were gonna get? I know you guys were hoping to win it. I mean, everyone hopes they win.
Everyone hopes to win.
Yeah. But I was.
For me, I'm honestly really proud of what we put out there, and like it was like not an easy course of fire. And I feel like we all did really good, and we like went in there with our best foot forward, and I feel like we left with our best foot forward. Like we did really good, and I'm proud of us. And then I feel like also like looking back at where I started when I was like around 10. I started Maple Seed at around 8, but I'd like little itty bitty Jess would be like freaking out if she knew like where I would have like went in like a few years. You're like, wow, like. I can take a step back and like actually look and like kind of take in all this like kind of happened in the last like 6 years. I'm like, wow, this is great. I'm really blessed for that.
It is great.
Yeah.
I think everyone really put in their time leading up to the Worlds. Like you could see it. Like everybody was grinding. We were pushing. I don't know. It probably got not fun towards the end, but everyone did what they had to do to get there. Every spot on the team was earned this year. Every single spot. Yeah.
You can watch the ladies' scores. We've all improved tremendously, like just comparing to the boys. But also, even though we had a really strong team, the reason why I say we were hopeful for a podium and not like a for sure is because I knew some of the girls from the other countries from Italy, and I know they have been training really hard as well.
Yeah.
So it's just hard to gauge what the other female shooters are like in other countries.
I know. Well, that's it, because no one stands still, right? Just the same feelings you guys have of not wanting to disappoint, your teammates, and you're representing the country. I mean, all the team members in other countries are doing the same thing, right?
Yeah.
And especially if it's a European, championship, it's so easy for them to just take the ferry over and compete. For us, it's like a lot more effort has to go into it. No, but it's amazing. It's really amazing to watch it unfold and to see how well all of Team Canada did. It's not, it's a full team across the board of how well you guys represent Canada. So that's amazing, and it's hopeful that the success you guys have brought will encourage others to say, hey, if they did it, why can't I do it? And that's how I got into this, by watching other people and say, well, if he could do it, what stops me from doing it? And you won't know until you try. And that's the big thing. Trying is easy. We try to make it easy. You don't have to have a pal. You don't have to have a rifle. You don't have to have ammo. Someone will be willing to lend you whatever you need. They'll even give you the dope. They'll just tell you, put this on number 3 and just shoot at that thing. That's how easy it can be. And then we have those demo days where people do that. Well, this is not so hard. They're hitting, an IPSC at 300 meters. Just dial here. Just turn the knob here, and when you want to go hit that one, you turn it down to 7 and you shoot. They're bagged bipoded on the bench, and they're having a great time. That's the demo version of the sport. Then we put you on the clock. Then we put you on the barricade, and then 12 other people are watching you shoot, and that's kind of where it can fall apart. But it's supposed to be fun. Good. That's awesome. Yeah. And now you guys are winding up for. Now is Idaho going to be the last big matches for the season, and then you taper off, or?
It is for me.
Yeah, me too.
You have more?
It's just going to be monthlies after this.
Okay. Walk in the park.
No. I'm hoping to keep shooting over the winter, not as much as I did in the summer. But yeah, I'm wanting to do Mammoth next year, so I got to start training with my dad because he's shooting Mammoth in January. Because I was originally going to in April, but I was on the fence about doing Centerfire next year, and I was like, oh, I don't know. And then I put off training, and I was like, well, we're too late now. But hoping for 2026. Or no, 2027, nice. I guess it would be.
Okay.
Fingers crossed.
That's
so we'll
good.
be looking at that and building my centerfire skills and my handgun. Because also my handgun, I've never really shot them because you can't really in Canada. So take some more trips down to MCAM, I guess. Oh no, it sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be good. I'm excited.
Nice. So any advice to those new shooters? I'm not going to say young or old. There's no perfect age. The perfect age is now to get started in shooting. Any advice? Any resources that you point them to? Reach out to your local club. Most clubs have a rimfire program now.
Yeah.
I think a lot of them do.
And a lot of ranges I notice have loaner guns too. So you just need to ask, and they have a gun you can use. And I know some of the guys that I shoot with, they'll gladly I'll hot gun with you. Let's just get
you guys. Yeah, a lot of guys have spare rifles as well. Reach out to anyone, and I'm sure they'll be like, oh, if they don't have something, they'll be like, oh, I know this guy does. Reach out to him, or they'll line it up for you. It's super easy. You just go on practice score, look up in your area what's coming up. It's like, oh, there could be one 20 minutes away from you. You had no idea. So it's just put yourself out there, try something new.
I need
some amazing women that shoot rimfire.
Exactly. There's so many.
Yeah.
There are so many. There should be not a directory, like a resource page. You know what I mean? It's like match mentor directory. I'm shooting here. Looking, if you want to come out shoot, hit me up. But you guys have to run that. I'm not getting involved in that. That's more organization. But I think that would be helpful. I mean, again, it's more of someone who's got to be in your circle already. I guess.
Yeah.
And that's the hard part because we're such a quiet community. Because how many people at work know that you shoot?
Yeah.
Sometimes all, sometimes none. If you go to a new social circle, it's not the first thing you say. You kind of have to read the room and see where it's going.
It's very like touch and go. It's like, okay, like some people take it very well, and some people are like, oh, okay,
yeah,
that's nice. So it's very hit or miss. You kind of have to wait and be like, okay, what are the vibes from this person? Can I bring it up, or is that like a little secret that I don't tell?
Right. Yeah. Now, Rob's got a good question. You think there's intimidation for women entering a shooting sport?
I think definitely there is an intimidation just because of like how male dominated it is.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be that way. But I think there is, especially like I started off as like a junior and like a lady shooter. So it was all that more intimidating being like, oh, there's all these big men here. Like I don't fit in. But really you do. You always will fit in. You just kind of have to like open yourself up and like kind of, I don't know, he's got to like work through it.
Yeah. But there was a new shooter that she just started and she messaged me on Messenger and I'm like, okay, and I'm helping her out. And then I've been seeing her at every match and she is improving so well and like amazing. Like Emily has gone so far. I love hearing that when people like, oh, is like, what should I do? I'm like, just show up at the match. Everybody will help you. And she listened and she did it and everybody helped her. And now she's hooked.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's good. I mean, that's the thing. It's got to come from somewhere. I haven't been able to crack that code.
You've motivated lots of people, Rick.
I'm trying.
The sponsorships are helpful. Rick. Yeah. I think the sponsorships for the lady and the youth spots, I do think that really goes a long way. It encourages people to just try, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the theme we're pushing here. Just give it a try.
Just give it a try.
That removes another barrier. Like, hey, it's a fun thing to do on the weekend. So.
Well, that's how Estelle and I started. Like we shot your RPS. Like it's very welcoming and entry level. So
that's
a good way to start.
Well. And it's 5 stages. It's gonna be like a Saturday morning, and then you're off doing whatever you want. Like it doesn't have to be your whole day, or it can be. Like, it's really, it's really. It can be your whole weekend.
It can be your whole summer.
Your whole life.
As you've discovered, I know. Right? I think we all got sucked into that rimfire life for a little while there. So yeah. I'm short of paying people. I don't know what else to do. I'm like, coffee and donuts. Well, I think there's also the paper target series. I think that's maybe less intimidating.
Fun. I've done that with you. That is a fun target. That one is fun.
Paper is easier because there's no manipulating firearms on the clock. I mean, the stage is like 20 minutes. It's 20 minutes to shoot 20 shots for score. I mean, you'll get bored before you get intimidated, I think. Most of the PRS guys are done in like a minute, All the other bench rest shooters are trying to smell the wind. Is it going to go up or going to go down?
We're smelling the wind? Looking at your tips, guys.
Only bench rest people know this,
Does that give us tips there?
That's advanced. That's advanced bench rest. Yeah.
You have your special senses for that.
Yeah, that's what you need because I don't know how they do it, But it's a different sport. I think those are kind of things that I don't. It's just not mainstream, It's just not publicized. If people don't know what's happening, I think that's the thing we've got to solve. And there's not a lot of great press. Unfortunately, it's always guns are scary, guns are bad. It's like, hey, guns are fun, man. It's a challenge. It's a challenging skill set that, I find it very relaxing. It's a ton of fun. It's very relaxing. It's pleasant,
It's good mind escape for me. That's what I find. Going to the range, shooting your gun. It's like everything else. You have to learn how to get it out of your mind. So it basically relaxes you.
Exactly. Leave it in the car. Whatever's going on, you go. You shoot your match. You focus on the match. You don't let anything else, like any outside noise, distract you. And you're like, hey, in the zone. And then you go back, and you can deal with that later. But right now, you're at the range. that's like your only focus right now.
That's it.
On the safety bit, I was just going to say, on the safety bit, I've never felt safer than at a match because every single person there is trained. Like, they know what they're doing. Everybody is so safe. And in fact, safety is always the number one priority at every match. That's usually how the match director starts off a match with their talk. It's always safety first, fun second.
There's never a safer place to be with a gun than at a gun range with a whole bunch of other people with guns because they don't want to get shot. They don't want to shoot you, so it's usually not going to happen.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to leave the same amount of holes that they went in there with, no extras.
Yeah.
So
That's it.
Well put.
So true. So true. That's exactly what we strive for.
No one wants to bust out the trauma kit on a Saturday morning.
Match directors hate paperwork. No, we don't need that kind of paperwork. When people have seen blown knees is about the worst one I've seen.
Oh boy. What?
Yeah. Someone just landed. They kneeled down to a prop wrong and their knee just went out. I was going to
say that lower rung, man, that last rung on the ladder.
We were setting up for a match one day. It was for like a race guns and like a CRPS or something. The next day, my dad was drilling steel, slices himself open.
Oh yes! Oh my god! Yeah.
Rick was there, and Rick was doing his little first aid, wrapping his wrist up. It was fine.
Gosh. It was fine.
Yeah. He lived to see another day.
He lived. Yeah. And he's out there kicking ass, taking names.
Exactly.
Yeah. Cool. Any shout outs? Any sponsors or people that helped you get to where you are?
Well, shout out, I think, first and foremost to my dad, because he kind of planted the seed that sprouted to, where I am today. And then obviously the rest of my family who supported me, and then also the industry who's supported me. Like Go Big's been there since day one, for example, and then I have UFO and Peterson and all of my other sponsors. I don't want to sit here and name them all, but I'm really grateful for like all the support I received, and none of it goes unnoticed.
Yeah, I don't know how Go Big does it.
I don't know either. He responds to my emails. I'll text him and be like, or I'll email him and be like, oh, hey Tom, like I just have this quick question, and like 2 minutes later, I get like this nice like response. I'm like, oh, thanks.
He supports so many.
I've never had a bad experience with him.
Tom is amazing. He's
amazing. I don't even know how he does it.
I'm also sponsored by Go Big, and it's great because he sponsored me before I got any good results, so he has been supportive from the start. Boss Gear, no,
that's good.
Boss Gear provides me with all my shooting bags, and DP Gunworks did my custom rifle. Of course, Matt trained me, and MCT supported me with the chassis. But I also want to thank you, Rick, because when I first started shooting, I was excited to shoot your matches because you were so nice to me. It was very heartwarming. And also when I was training for Worlds, I was very stressed about all the pressure of people's expectations, because people were saying like, oh, Dorothy, you've been like improving a lot. You're going to do great. And I find that very stressful when I feel like people have higher expectations than what I can do. But then one day you told me that I was the definition of hard work, and I realized like it's okay if I don't do too well at Worlds, as long as people know that like I did my best and I did everything I could. So that was very encouraging.
Good. I'm glad I could help. That's awesome.
Well, I've got Athlon to thank because I'm sponsored by Athlon and Gunsmoke on the island, where they gave me a 16.5 twist threaded barrel for my CZ and custom paint job, and it's amazing. It shoots pretty amazing. So that's my shout out to those two.
I'm also supported by Athlon, and thank you, Rick, for helping to bring that to life. I think I've been. It started out with a Vortex, but I've been with Athlon for almost 2/3, I think, of the time I've been shooting. So super happy with that glass. And I'll say I'm also really grateful for this group of ladies here. I really felt like we went into the Worlds with just really good vibes as a team. And I felt so much support from each of you. And I think we did really well together. And I'm super proud and I'm grateful for each of you. Yeah. And also Michael. I'm so grateful for Michael too. Well, no, like I wouldn't have found this hobby if he hadn't gone down the rabbit hole first. I kind of jumped in pretty quick after him, but it's something we've really enjoyed doing together over the last 3 years. We're going to keep doing it together for a while more. I don't know. I might slow down a bit. We'll see. I say that, and then I'll be like, no, I'm going to that match next weekend. Of course. What are you talking? Of course I'm going to that match.
It's going to be what it's going to be.
FOMO. I was like, I want to go shoot.
Yeah.
I know.
You think you're tired, and then it's like the weekend comes around. It's been 4 days. You're like, I want to shoot.
Yeah. I get FOMO. I look at all the BCPRL events, and I go, oh, I want to shoot that match because I know the venues and I know the match director. So it's going to be an awesome match.
Yeah.
Anyway, so.
We don't know what to do with our weekends when we're not shooting.
Yeah. You can
too
relax.
much free time.
The thing called relaxing that people do sometimes. Could you imagine? You're just sitting around just watching TV on a Saturday afternoon or Sunday afternoon. It's like
people do that.
I know. It's amazing. They're not driving around, grabbing steel, throwing steel, and building props, and it's interesting. It's an interesting opportunity. So, well, again, ladies, thank you so much for so capably representing the country. Thank you for all the effort. People don't understand how much effort goes into it and how much blood, sweat, tears, and money you've put into that achievement. I think it's tremendous. It made us proud, which is the biggest thing that I can say is that, for me, I was kind of getting emotional when I saw you guys up there because I know most of the shooters that went to the Worlds and I remember being there when I was shooting a match with them in the early days and now they're representing Canada and doing so well. So thank you guys for what you've done and what you'll continue to do, and thank you for being I'm not. What is that? It's not a spokesperson. It's kind of like the idol, the role model. That's what I'm saying. The role model for future female youth competitors who are thinking about it, sitting on the fence, not sure, or now they know the possibility. You can be part of the World's team and have as much fun as these ladies did, and will continue to have as part of this great sport that they've discovered and have made a significant part of their life for the last few years. So, yeah, thanks for being you guys.
Thank you.
And look forward to seeing you guys at an upcoming match either this year or next year or in the years to come. Thanks so much for coming out. All right.
Yeah, thank you.
And to our sponsors, Tesro.ca, thank you, Asmir, for your support of shooters. They're covering the youth and ladies registrations for ORPSA this year. So they are, in effect, helping build Team Canada for the future as well. So thanks, Asmir and Tesro, for your support. And bossgear.ca. Bossgear, Travis wanted me to pass along the fact that he's now a DP Gunworks dealer, and he's got a couple of barreled actions coming in, either barreled actions or chassis coming in mid-October, he's thinking. So check out his website. He is now carrying Desert Precision Gunworks rifles, barreled actions, or full rifle builds as you need to. So Travis just doesn't have enough work on his hands, so he keeps expanding, bringing things in, and trying to put good gear in people's hands. So Travis, thank you very much for what you do. And as always, look forward to seeing you all on the firing line. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, ladies, for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
See you guys soon. Bye, everybody.